Good morning, everybody, and welcome to What's Real in Real Estate, podcast number 10. So glad to have you here. We got a great guest we're going to introduce in a moment. Happy Nevada Day. Today is celebrated as Nevada Day. Most businesses are closed up, and this was the day when we became a state, the battle-born state. So we're excited about that. Real estate. Let's talk a little real estate. We got our weekly stats for you. We still have a low inventory. We have about 6,224 listings as of this morning. 729 new ones. But here's what's interesting. We have 2,400. Listen, this is pretty wild. Last 7 days, almost 2,500 properties went under contract. Let me tell you, this market is not slowing up at all. Last 7 days, 954 homes were sold. That equates to about 4,000 homes in a month. That's more than we did last September. It's just crazy. So don't confuse a hot market with a bubble. Intelligent people are out there. They've decided to stop throwing their money away, throw the money out the window, and they're taking advantage of these ridiculously low interest rates. And that's one of the reasons our market is so hot. Prices are stable. They're affordable. And it's just a great time to buy. I was with a couple of days ago who were looking to rent, and we calculated it out. They decided not to. It's about $50-$60 more a month for them to go buy their own home and have control over their life. Now, a couple of exciting things happening in Las Vegas this week. One of the most exciting things was Circa opened up. And if you're familiar with Circa, if you're not, it's the largest building downtown now. It was just built throughout this whole pandemic. Derek and his brother Greg Stevens put this beautiful property up. I haven't been there yet. Hope to get there next week or so and just check it out. But it sounds fabulous. It's just, again, Las Vegas. You can't keep a great city down there. The largest sports book in the world. And they claim they have the largest bar is 165 feet long. It's just crazy, man. So if you get a chance, go check it out. Evidently, they've got this thing called the Garage Mahal. It's a 9-story garage that they claim is like nothing you've ever seen before. Bright light, you feel comfortable and safe. There's just so many things happening in Vegas right now, in downtown especially. You got to check it out and go support the city. Well, listen, we got a great guest. I just met Jeff recently. Jeff is with protectvets.org, Jeff Jefferies. We just met in a Zoom call, and what he talked about got me so excited that he's out there helping veterans. I wanted to get Jeff on here as soon as we can. So let me introduce to you Jeff Jefferies. Jeff, good to have you, man.
Thank you for having me.
Glad you're here. So tell us a little bit about yourself and where you've been and how you got to Vegas and just, a little history on Jeff.
Well, I'm a retired disabled veteran, Gulf War veteran, and same with my wife. My wife is from Operation, Desert Shield, so she's also a disabled veteran, Navy. I'm Marine. And we're second time. This is our second time here in Las Vegas. We were here in 2006, 2007. We had a small fire, so we left. But we came back in May of 2018. We've been here since, and we're actually excited and glad to be back.
Good, glad you're back. Pull it closer if you want, if it's easier. Yeah, okay. Well, let's talk about projectvets.org. How did you choose to serve the veteran population?
Well, the name of our organization is SAVE.
Well, why did I get protectvets.org?
Because our website is www.protect-vets.org.
That's
our
website. So tell us again about the name.
But SAVE.
Correct me.
SAVE, SAVE, Services and Assistance for Veterans with Emergencies.
Beautiful.
So we just made the acronym SAVE.
Okay.
But our website is www.protectvets.org. And SAVE is the brainchild of my wife and I. We had an organization back in 2007 here in Las Vegas called HHV, Housing Homeless Veterans. And what we did was actually literally take veterans off the street, take them to the county to get them a voucher, take them to the VA to get them an ID card, and we put them in permanent housing. And then we turned that over to our partner, and then we left. And while we were in California, we saw the need to create a another nonprofit because we saw the need out there. But that need wasn't as much homelessness as it was just veterans and their families needing just a couple of dollars to get by. And so we created Save, and Save basically, like I said, it's just that. It helps veterans and their families in emergencies.
Okay. Yeah, when I met Jeff on this Zoom call through the Chamber of Commerce, and when he started talking about what he did, man, my ears and eyes perked up because I did not serve. Many of you know that. I grew up during the Vietnam era. I was number 11 in the draft, but luckily for me, the year I turned 18, the draft was abolished. So I did not go serve. But it's because of that I try to give back, and it was what drives me crazy more than, and we just talked about it. I don't believe there should be a homeless or hungry veteran in this country. And when I heard you talk about what you were talking about, what you guys do, I thought we got to get you on here and we got to get the word out, spread the word, and get people. Now, how can people support? I know you've been self-funding this.
Yeah, we've been self-funding since 2011. My wife and I, both retired disabled veterans, so we use a portion of our VA benefits to give out to these veterans, and we try to help 10 to 20 families a month with that. And every now and then we do have some folks try to, donate, which is fine. But now is the time where we're actually starting to do a long donation campaign because we really want to do more. And there's so much more of a need now during these COVID-19 days that we really need the support of those individuals and companies that want to help.
Yeah. Well, how can people support your organization?
Well, the best thing, of course, is just, going to our website, donating, or, either through the website or mailing a check to the address that's on there. But more than just donations, we need volunteers to come on out and help us distribute. For example, as you and I were just speaking, within, I believe, the second week of November, we're starting our own food pantry, but it's just geared towards veterans and their families with the assistance of 3 Squares. So we're excited about that. So we're going to need volunteers to help organize that. Again, once bi-weekly, and we're going to need some assistance to help organize and give out the food. So that's one thing people can help. People can also help just by saying, "Hey, Jeff, where are you guys going to be at this day?" Because we still do help homeless veterans where we'll provide meals, maybe up to 100 meals a day, where we just take them out, we find the veterans, and we feed them. Now, don't get me wrong. We do come across some people that are homeless, that are hungry. We will give them a meal. But our mission is still, for veterans and their families.
Sure. When I moved here 15 years ago, I did not realize what a military town this was.
Yeah.
And we have, I think there's about 250,000 retirees in Clark County. Yeah, it's about 250,000 retirees in Clark County. Add another 40-plus thousand veterans over at Nellis and then Creech.
Oh, that's right. Creech is
You're pushing about 300,000 active and retired members of the military and veterans. It's just amazing. So we have, unfortunately, a lot of homelessness in this city anyway. Piling on the veterans with it, it's just, like I said before, nobody should be homeless, but especially a veteran.
Right, and we appreciate individuals like you because there's not a lot of people out there that haven't served and aren't really for the veterans. We've run into organizations that say they're for the veterans, but they really aren't. And I'm not here to knock any organization because any help a veteran can get it. We appreciate as a whole because we're just one big fraternity. The thing, though, that separates SAVE from a lot of VSOs, which are called veteran service organizations, we aren't war-specific. If you're a veteran and you have a VA ID card, we help you, period. And that's just
because there are some organizations that are post 9/11.
That's correct. Post 9/11, pre 9/11, Vietnam era only, and we're fine, and we're happy that they're out there helping their wartime veterans. We just kind of opened up the scope to the umbrella to help all veterans that are in need, and rightly so because they need assistance, and sometimes you might just be a month off of a certain war campaign where you can't, qualify, but you come to us, and yes, it's not a lot of money, yes, it's not a lot of food, but we still are able to do something.
No, look, someone doing something is better than someone doing nothing. Whatever you're doing a lot. Can you talk about some of the services that you do provide?
Oh yeah, our flagship, of course, is we provide. We provide food for a veteran or their families. When I say families, I mean like their children, their wives, their husbands. We provide food, but we don't necessarily give the food out like at the food bank. We give them a gift card to a grocery store. That way, we know the money is just geared for food, and it's easy for us to track and monitor. If a veteran is short, they have an electric bill or a water bill, $80 or something like that. We give them a $100 Visa gift card again because it's trackable, and that way we know that it's going to be used for those services. We also provide educational services in the sense of we've helped 9 veterans receive VA benefits that did not know they qualified.
Wow, that's
so
great.
so we actually did the legwork for them, and we got them VA benefits, got them an ID card, got them up and running. And then finally, this is kind of like a beta program where we're providing a one-night stay for veterans in a hotel room, and that's just to get them off the street, get their clothes washed, have them take a hot shower. Yeah, they may be back out on the street, but at least we know that one day they're able to have a good night's sleep on the bed. So that's kind of like a beta stage. We're still playing with it, but hopefully, that can grow into something monstrous. But those are our 4 flagship services.
That's fantastic. And we got an election coming up on Tuesday. I don't know, or nor do I care who wins, because the fact of the matter is, as a country, as a government, we just don't do enough for our veterans. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. Everyone seems to drop the ball when it comes to veterans. Now, no one seems to drop the ball when they say, we want you to come serve. And the veteran says, I'll go serve, and they go protect our country and protect our way of life. No one seems to have a problem with that. But when they come home, it seems that there seems to be a little problem there where it breaks down.
Yeah.
And what else can we do as the American people? We should all care. I mean, I know 99.9% of us do care about our veterans. And what can we do as an American citizen to help out with this? And I mean, not only your organization, but in general.
Well, one thing I believe that will put a smile on any veteran's face, I know it does mine and my wife's, is just for you to walk up and say, thank you for your service. Just knowing that you acknowledge that, we went out there and we did something that you may or may have not done. It just makes you feel good inside, whether you're homeless or not. I mean, I say thank you for your service to a lot of homeless veterans. They just smile, they keep on going. They say thank you. So I think just starting with that acknowledgement of, I understand that you served and you helped protect my way of life. From there, then it can just snowball into anything. Donate to any veteran service organization. Be an advocate for the veterans in your neighborhood. I mean, as you stated earlier, this is definitely a military veteran friendly town. People seem to want to love and embrace their veterans, and I love that. Just the other day, my daughter and I were in Taco Bell. Gentleman just pulled out his credit card and said, "Hey, I got this. Thank you for your service. You did something I couldn't do." So just little things like that will I believe start to put in individuals' minds that, hey, we don't have to do so much. We can just do a little bit, $1, a cup of coffee, and veterans will be appreciative.
No, that's great. When I grew up, and like I said, I grew up during the Vietnam era, and when the boys and girls, mostly guys, came back from Vietnam, the way they were treated was disgusting. It was just hard to believe that a human being could treat another American who just got back from hell like that. But it was. I look back even, we're at war. We've been at war for 20 years now with the war on terror. And I am a big World War II buff. And I look back on World War II when the whole country came together. And my mother used to tell me, she used to go down to the USO hall, to dance with the boys and give them company. And everybody rallied around the flag. It's a little different today, isn't it, Jeff?
Yeah, it's a little. My wife and I, we volunteer at USO when we can, and we try to encourage others to do that. But you're right, it's different. I mean, Desert Storm was my campaign, and when we came back, we didn't experience what those folks in Vietnam did. We're actually happy that people, had hearts. Say there were more applauds. when they saw us in the airports now, as it is now currently. But I still feel there's a disconnect, and we need to try to figure out how can we bridge this gap, this disconnect, so that everyone supports veterans. Bottom line, in my opinion, you went to war or you just served our country 4 years, I believe you should be able to have a home and a vehicle donated to you or given to you as a thank you for your service.
No, I absolutely agree. Look, we have a friend of ours. This is a different topic, but it's similar. We have a friend of ours. He just left Vegas, but he served 8 years in the Marines. Now, he's not an American citizen, but he served.
But he still served.
Yes, and he wanted to then become a policeman. You know, he couldn't. They wouldn't let him because he's not a citizen.
I did not know
And that's it. Whatever it was. They made it real difficult for. He ended up. He's now a border patrol agent. My point is, this is just my opinion. If you go serve 4 years, if you're not a citizen going in, you should be one coming out. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't even think about that. You actually just went and put your life on the line for a country that you're not a citizen of.
Yeah.
You better become a citizen after that.
We don't have that program. And that's something that's why I say it doesn't matter who wins. There's such a lack of, from the government, effort to help these guys and gals when they get out of the service.
Yeah.
And that's why it's up to people like you and other organizations, veteran organizations, to pick up where the government drops the ball.
And you're right. I mean, there should be more done. I will say this, back in the 90s, I will say VA, Veteran Affairs, was a very difficult government entity to deal with. But fast forward to now, I believe VA has stepped up 120%, that they are really out there doing what they can now. For veterans, they're doing as much as they can, and some veterans are just shy. They don't want to approach the VA because they feel that they're not going to qualify. Well, you don't know that. So we have some veterans to this right now, we're helping that and say, hey, don't worry, just put it all on our lap. We will help you get the veteran benefits you need, and then get them out there. You know, some of their kids can go to school, their wives can go to school, hell, they can go to school. So it's just one of those things. You know, we just want to bridge that gap and give the information out, and then help those who are really in need.
It does seem we've been in town 15 years, but I've been active in the veteran community for the last 10 years, and it does seem like even in the last 10 years, there's been a big improvement with the Veterans Administration.
Yeah. Even my wife said that, and again, she's a Navy disabled veteran, and you know, she sees the differences now from when, you know, 05 to when she first started dealing with the VA to currently. And it's just one of those things. Also, there's so much out there, women veterans. My wife, you know, she tries to help counsels these women veterans that experience their own version of PTSD. It may not be from the actual war, but it just may be from whatever they dealt with. You know, so there's just so much out there, you know. So we, you know, like I said, our organization is just one of many, but we're here in town. We're here to help, and we're here to get your support, whether you're donating funds, your time, food. You know, we just need the support to give back to the Las Vegas veteran community.
Well, tell everybody again, name of the organization.
SAVE, which is Services and Assistance for Veterans with Emergencies, and our website is www.protect-vets.org.
Well, we got a few questions for you, Jeff. We like to ask all the guests some questions about Las Vegas. 3 questions I got for you. Maybe you can help me out and answer these.
All right.
You got a favorite restaurant in town?
I would have to say it's the Bootlegger, because it's jazz, and my wife sings there.
Tell everybody about your wife's show.
Yes. My wife has a jazz show that's on 97.9 FM Las Vegas. It airs every Monday from 1 to 2 p.m., and it's called The Joy of Jazz. And she plays a lot of jazz favorites. She has some interviews. She's a member of the Las Vegas Jazz Society. And she has her own jazz group called Jazz Lovers United. So it's just it's one of those things. If you love jazz music, like I've recently learned so much about jazz that I'm a fan of jazz now. So the Bootlegger is one of my favorite restaurants.
Yeah, I've been there. Jazz is my favorite genre. I guess I grew up as a rock and roller. I still love rock and roll, but man, I listen to jazz probably 90% of the time now. It's just so, especially, I love the classic jazz.
Yeah, you would love her show.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it, man. Monday, 1 o'clock on 97.9, I'm there.
Yes.
And you said she sings?
Yes, yes.
At the Bootlegger.
Yes. Well, not now.
But she wa-
But she used to sing before
Yeah.
COVID. And they shut it down. So now they just have like just their house resident. But
Okay.
yeah, she used to sing there. She used to sing at the piano bar. She sings
Oh.
jazz. She sings. She actually sings some songs in Spanish and in Italian. You know. So, but she's a cool lady, and I think her show is pretty good. And she also mentions about Save on her show. You know what I mean? So she's letting everybody know, hey, if you're listening, if you know a veteran, hey, give them a call, give them a shout out, just to reach out to us. So
Well, good restaurant choice. I love Bootleggers. I mean, we've been there on Monday nights a few times, and in the past, long time ago, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
To hear the jazz show. That's great. That's cool, man. All right, how about your favorite outdoor activity? You got a favorite outdoor activity?
yeah,
here?
Mount Charleston.
It's nothing like it, isn't it?
Mount Charleston. My wife got us on it, and we go out there. We actually we tried to camp overnight. We got about 60% into the. Once 8 o'clock hit and that cold hit, my kids were like, we were in that tent, you know. And fortunate for us, there's a hotel not 2 miles away
Right.
from where we were camped. So our camping turned into us staying in that hotel for actually 2 nights. We stayed in that suite for 2 nights because it was pretty cool. So
Yeah.
Mount Charleston is our thing.
It's a great place. And you know, so many people outside of Las Vegas don't even realize we have snow skiing
Yeah, they don't.
right
They
here in
don't.
Las Vegas. I know.
They
yeah.
don't.
That's a cool. I've never stayed in that hotel, but I've
Yes.
seen it.
Yes, and they have a piano downstairs. So if you know how to play the piano, my son does. So he played the piano.
Ah.
People were kind of crowded around and listen to him. But they got that nice fireplace right in the center where you can sit and snuggle up. And that restaurant, wow, it's pretty good food.
It is cool, man. It is cool. The views are unbelievable, unbelievable. All right, last question for you, Jeff. Who's your favorite entertainer in town?
It was Rita Rutner, but she's gone.
She's funny gal, isn't she?
Because I'm a comedy guy.
Okay.
And she's a extremely funny person. You know what I mean? I like the magic shows and all that stuff, but for me, it's comedy. My wife and I, we go to a lot of improvs, and it's just comedy. So she was my favorite. So
You know, I did stand-up comedy back in Detroit for about 5-6 years. Oh, yeah.
You're gonna have to do something on her show. Come on and get her some live comedy. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
had a black, but I do love comedy shows too. We really enjoy those. There are quite a few little comedy clubs in town here.
Yes, that they are.
When I first got here 15 years ago, I feel like there were like none or very few, but there seem to be quite a few
Yeah,
more
there's
now.
about 5 or 6 now. I know the Rio had a really solid one, same as at the time it was called the SLS, but now it's Sahara again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there are some few out there. So I really love comedy. I love enjoying just watching the people laugh. We all come together.
Yeah, that is great, man. Listen, especially in these days, we need to laugh
Yeah.
more than ever, don't we? Don't we? I'll tell you. Well, listen, I want to thank you so much for coming on, man. I really appreciate it. We're going to wish everybody a safe, please be safe Halloween. I know that the kids want to get out and have a good time. You want to get out with the kids. We're still in the middle of this crisis. So please make sure you wear your masks, keep social distancing at the forefront, wash your hands, have a fun time, but let's not forget we are in the middle of this pandemic, and we don't want to be we don't want to be amongst the ones that are spreading it. We want to be part of stopping it. So thanks again, Jeff. And again, one more time, give us the website.
Save, www.protect-vets.org. And thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
You got it, brother. All right. Thank you all, folks. Have a great Halloween weekend, and we'll see you next week. We have Alan Karcher from Karcher Insurance going to be with us. Have fun. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.